Today we take you to the office and give you some good quotes and some bobbleheads. And we're also going to talk about how you can put Google Maps back onto your iPad. Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here. Welcome to iPad 365, the show where we look at apps to keep your iPad aplay. It is Friday, and it's time to bobblehead through Friday with your favorite Office characters. And we're going to show you this app in a second. But first of all, I want to let you know, Twitter handle is iPad365. Of course, the email is iPad365show@gmail.com. All right, today we're going to show you, and I got to take this out of the case because it's portrait mode as opposed to landscape. And of course, I got to see it, so we'll just set it into the Zag keyboard like that. And now I can see it. You'll actually see it on the monitor. Basically, what it is Bobbleheads, and apparently they have different Bobblehead apps. This one is geared towards The Office. For all of you Office fans, of course, The Office on its last season is on Thursdays on NBC. But you can get some of the greatest quotes coming from the world's best boss, this app on Bobblehead. So basically, here's what you have. You have Michael, Dwight, Jim, Andy, and Creed. Those are the 5 people that you can choose from. So you choose Michael, and of course, Michael's there. You can choose Dwight, and you can see Dwight, and you can see some really cool, things that pop up in the show. Like, for instance, the picture when he had the mugshot drawn of the pervert. It got drawn with his face in there, so on and so forth. You got Jim, you got Andy, and then, of course, you got Creed. So basically, we'll go back to Michael. If you hit Michael's head, he will bobble, and then he'll say something like, in this case, he said, "That's what she said." Now, if you want to see him say that, you hit the video, and then you can watch Michael say, "That's what she said," or whatever quote is there. You can actually change the quote by hitting the bobblehead again, and then you've got a brand new quote. Of course, you can also hit the refresh button up on top. You can send it to Twitter, you can send it to Facebook, and then, of course, if you want to see somebody else's, you just go over to Dwight, hit his bobblehead, and you find out about dolphins. Dolphins get a lot of good publicity for drowning swimmers they push back to shore, and so on and so forth. So you can refresh that, you can clear that out, and then, of course, you go to Creed, you go to Andy. They don't have more than just the 5. I wish that you could see 10 or 12, so it would be a little bit more meat on this bone. But, it's kind of fun to actually see and get some different quotes from The Office, if that's your favorite show. Check it out, and I'm really sad that it's ending its run. But, shows do end, and that does happen. So, but if you still want to catch some Office wisdom, nuggets of wisdom or whatever, check this out. It's called Bobbleheads. You can check it out. Of course, go to iPad-365.com and check this out, and the link will be in the show notes to that app. All right, so, of course, with iOS 6, Apple decided to put out Apple Maps, which is their own map version. They took out Google, they ripped it out. I don't like it. I know there's a lot of other people that don't like it. They mock Apple Maps, but I also remember them mocking Google Maps years ago when they started with their streetcars. Nonetheless, people want to have Google Maps back. Well, there's an easy way to do it. It's not going to be integrated, which means if you go into a web page and you click on the map, it's not going to go to the Google Maps. It'll still go to Apple Maps. But if you want to just check things on Google Maps, here's the easiest way to do it. And that is basically putting a link onto your iPad. Here's how it works. Go into your Safari and then go to maps.google.com. Now, once you've done that, you can go up to the arrow, the box with the arrow, which basically tells you you've got options. And one of the options you have is adding it to the home screen. It's actually right in the middle there to add it to the home screen. If you press that button, what's going to happen is you're going to get a little icon, gray Google icon with a red place icon like they have for Google Maps. And then you press on it, and it opens up Google Maps into Safari. Now, I use Chrome on my iPad, and unfortunately, it doesn't open up to Chrome. I actually have to go into Chrome and type in maps.google.com. It gives you Google Maps. It's not the most ideal situation, but you do have Google Maps onto your iPad if you like Google Maps over Apple. Same thing goes with any map program. As long as it's online, you can create a link to the web page. It's You just have to go in and say, hey, I want this on the homepage so I can get to it as quick as possible. They're still going to try and make you use Apple Maps. They're still going to try and make you use Safari. And I really wish that Apple puts in a setting that says, I want to choose, just like the search engine. I don't want to use Google. I want to use Bing. And instead, I want to use Google Maps, and I want to use Google Chrome instead of Safari and instead of Maps. I don't know if it's going to happen. Maybe someday. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we have alternatives, and that's what this is all about. All right, and that's today's episode of iPad 365. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening over on Stitcher or on iTunes or wherever you listen to the audio. You can even listen to it over on the webpage at ipad-365.com. You can Twitter me at iPad365, and of course the email is ipad365show@gmail.com. We will be back on Monday when we'll show you another great app, and of course check out Wednesday's app where we talk about making movies, and then last Monday's app about annotating onto CAD drawings. We'll be back on Monday when it will be another episode of iPad 365. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys geek out. You should follow Graphite on Twitter at GraphiteINC.